I'm going to call the August 6th meeting of the Brunswick County Board of Education to order. And as is our normal practice, we are going to take a moment of silence, please. And if everybody will stand, we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, you may be seated. Board members, you have the meeting agenda in front of you. Do I have any a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Barger.
Second.
Second by Ms. Cook. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good. So with public address, Ms. Duncan, you are up first.
Presentations will be limited to 3 minutes per person. An organization or delegation representing the same concern shall select one individual to make a presentation on its behalf. Discussions regarding particular individual employees, litigation, student records, or other matters which may be required to be kept confidential may not be discussed in the open forum setting. The chairman does have the responsibility to determine if matters of discussion that may be inappropriate and rule the speaker out of order if necessary. And in order to keep the meeting orderly and on agenda, public comments will not be addressed directly during this meeting, but will be reviewed at a later time by the board chair and superintendent for possible follow-up via written response or through board discussion at a future meeting.
Good evening. I'd like to briefly discuss an opportunity that I believe deserves Brunswick County Schools' attention, the new Federal Education Freedom Tax Credit Program. Much of the public discussion has focused on how this program may benefit families choosing private schools. However, there is another side to the conversation. In a June meeting, officials at the Federal Treasury Department stated that the program can also benefit public schools and their students. Now that the North Carolina legislature has voted to participate in the program, I encourage the board to examine how this program could apply in Brunswick County. Here's an opportunity for Brunswick County Schools to think creatively about community partnerships and student support. Could a local education foundation or scholarship granting organization help connect eligible Brunswick County students with additional educational services? Could these resources expand tutoring opportunities, transportation assistance, or enrichment programs that support student success in our schools? Could this also create opportunities for Brunswick County teachers to earn additional income by providing tutoring, enrichment programs, or other eligible educational services outside the regular school day, if permitted by the program? A specific example would be an honors advanced placement boot camp offered 1 week during the summer at each of the high schools to help students prepare for the academic rigor of those courses. As our county continues to grow, every available funding source deserves thoughtful consideration. I'm asking the board to ensure that Brunswick County Schools fully understands the Education Freedom Tax Credit Program and determines whether there are opportunities that could benefit our students, families, and teachers. Our goal should always be the same: provide the very best educational opportunities for every student while being responsible stewards of public resources. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Mr. Rupp, is your time?
Hello again, everybody. My name is Brian Rupp. I'm a father of a high school sophomore
I'm here tonight because I had a whole thing written up, some stats about tech in schools, tech in the classroom. I had to get rid of that Tuesday because I was at a camp that's going on in the county right now, one of the sports camps, band camps, so on and so forth. I love that stuff. I love when we get the young leaders out and they get to interact with their peers and be out there in the field and getting sunburned and all that good stuff. There's something about the sprinklers and the fields that, I don't know, takes me back a little bit. But one of the things I like to ask the leaders is, what's different about this year than last year? What's going to be better this year? And without even missing a beat, one girl says, well, such and such isn't here. Another girl's like, yeah, that. I was like, well, who's such and such? They tell me. Senior graduated, passed. Apparently the senior was known for a particular hazing technique to younger students. It was something that I had not heard of previously, but apparently it's pretty well known at this high school. It made me think about, because I had threatened you guys for months now, I'm going to talk about bullying at some point. It's one of my pet peeves. It's an issue of mine that I think that schools do not take seriously enough. And bullying is an epidemic across our nation. How many people in here have ever been bullied at school specifically? Anybody going to put their hand up? Nobody. Whoops. Well, that's a bad call, huh? I mean, that makes me look bad. But I believe that, according to the CDC, if you've been in American high schools K through 12, about 58% of people have experienced being on the victim end of a bullying event. Excuse me. 52% of those events go unreported because most students don't feel the faculty takes them seriously. So I said to these two young ladies, I was like, did you report it? Did you talk to somebody? Was there an adult informed? Was there a team leader? Yada. And they're like, well, they're not going to do anything. I said, you didn't answer my question. Did you report it? No. Well, why not? Well, it's been reported before and no one ever does anything about this type of thing. Now, this is why I'm up here. I think when our students have that mindset, we are setting them up to fail. We feel like they can't come to us, whether being a parent, an adult, faculty, whatever, whoever it is in that organization, in the band, in the football team, on the baseball team, whatever, these kids don't feel like they can go to them and get results on this. Bullying has long-term implications, especially if it starts young. It can lead to severe mental dysfunction, can lead to a lot of inability to hold a job, hold a relationship, and can make people hard to be around. I mean, could you imagine having to endure bullying now in this day and age? I have a son, like I said, he's pushing 16, and there was a time in his life in middle school where his phone would buzz, and I could see him get tense. I could see him be in the grips of anxiety because he was being bullied from afar. You know, in this day and age, it's very hard to stop. What I would ask the board is can you instruct your faculty to be aware of this problem, to try and help our students who come to them. I doubt our students cry wolf on this matter. So when bullying is called out, I would ask the board and our faculty, please take it seriously. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rupp. Okay, we come to the board salutes portion of our meeting. And are you running the show, Mr. Cole?
This particular part of it.
Okay.
I was just waiting on you to, okay.
The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Obviously, we are at the recognition part of our board meeting agenda. And tonight we are recognizing Mr. Gary Cavender. And Mr. Cavender has been a teacher for quite some time. That's putting it very, very lightly. One interesting thing of the people in the crowd tonight, because I see a lot of South folks, how many of you are currently teachers? How many of you were taught by Mr. Cavender? What a huge impact. And I think to best, honor Mr. Cavender, we have tonight with us our North Carolina State Superintendent of Instruction, Mr. Mo Green.
Well, good evening, and thank you to the Board of Education for allowing me this tremendous opportunity to honor Mr. Cavender. Thank you to the Superintendent, Cole for also giving me this wonderful opportunity to do this as well. Certainly, Mr. Cavender, if you don't mind coming on up this way, I'd love for you to do that. And certainly as you come up, I want to join in congratulating you on your retirement from Brunswick County Schools. Now, my notes say maybe 52 years of total teaching, 44 at one school. One school, South Brunswick High School. What an amazing tenure that is. More than 5 decades in education. It's certainly a testament to your passion and commitment to our students, fellow educators, and the community. Now, not only is Mr. Cavender newly retired, but I have the tremendous honor of saying he is now the latest recipient of the Order of the Longleaf Pine. So the Order of the Longleaf Pine, for those who are not aware, is the highest award for state service granted by the Office of the Governor, certainly to retiring public employees, y'all can have a seat, who have 30 or more years of service in the state of North Carolina. It has to be passionate and enthusiastic service, if you will. Certainly from his incredible service as an educator to, I'm told this, and he showed me this vast collection of Hawaiian shirts. And he also showed me nearly 12,000 books. Mr. Cavender is a staple in this school community, and he is more than deserving of this prestigious honor. So certainly want to say thank you for your commitment to your students, school, and greater community. It is because of educators like you, sir, that North Carolina public schools are on their way to being the absolute best in the entire country. As the North Carolina Superintendent of Public Instruction, it is my high honor to present this award to you. Congratulations.
I know how much this means to my wife and myself. And I thank everybody that's here in their Hawaiian shirts, because the last time we were meeting as a science department, everybody had one on. And it's my students, I have enough that I never wore the same one a day during the school year. So they were always looking to see, they wanted to catch me in that story, but they never were able to. So it's been going on for a while. Dan, he's taking over for me now at South. Millie and I started at South the same year. She was my student and I was a teacher. So we've been together for quite a while. So I've really enjoyed this. I left for one reason. I didn't want to go, but when our son passed away in February, I felt it was time that I needed to take a leave of absence from the classroom. But I will be back. I will be announcing football at South. I'll be announcing baseball at South. And in the springtime, I will be hopefully doing some substitute teaching. So I'm not going to leave the classroom entirely, nor the education at all, because it's been my life. So thank you all for the opportunity.
Wow, that was pretty special. So Dale, are you also handling the next? No, I didn't see him. Thanks.
Yes, sir. I am. I've been drafted for the whole thing tonight. So that's okay. At this time, for our second and last recognition for tonight's agenda, I would like to introduce Dr. Brock Womble, the director of the North Carolina Center for the Advancement of Teaching.
Thank you much for the opportunity to be here, Dr. Cole, and congratulations, Mr. Cavender. Unbelievable, 52 years, congratulations for that. I'd like to congratulate the board and Superintendent Cole for recognizing that achievement, so thank you very much. And at this time, I would like to ask Kelly Richardson if she would please come forward at this time. And also, we have some other guests. And Superintendent Green's actually one of our Board of Trustee members for the North Carolina Center for Advancement Teaching, so if he'd come forward. And Cherry Cheek on our foundation board, plus Amy Jones and Dawn Hollis, and the principal, if they're here. Okay. So, on behalf of the North Carolina Center for the Advancement of Teaching, it is my privilege to announce that Kelly Richardson, an agricultural education teacher at West Brunswick High School, has been selected as a finalist for the NCAT 2027 Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Carolina Career and Technical Education Teacher of the Year Award. This recognition highlights Ms. Richardson's exceptional contribution to CTE instruction and her remarkable impact on the students in the community here in Brunswick County. I'd like to recognize Justin Hayes, principal of West Brunswick High School, Dawn Hollis, Brunswick County Schools Director of Career and Technical Education, for their support of Ms. Richardson. I'd also like to thank the Department of Public Instruction and NCACTE for their partnership in this award. Joining us tonight to honor and support Ms. Richardson is Amy Jones from the Department of Public Instruction, Superintendent Mo Green, and Cherry Cheek, Development Foundation Board member. The Career and Technical Education Teacher of the Year Award was established to celebrate the innovation, leadership, and dedication of CTE teachers across North Carolina. This award honors teachers who exemplify the highest standards of excellence in preparing students for both college and career pathways and supporting workforce development. Kelly will be attending a week of professional development with her fellow finalists in October, where interviews and portfolio review will be conducted to determine the next CTE Teacher of the Year. On October 29th, NCAT will celebrate all finalists and announce the winner at a recognition event at the Concord Convention Center in Concord, North Carolina. At NCAT, we are committed to advancing teaching as an art and a profession, and we are thrilled to celebrate Ms. Richardson as a shining example of this mission. Please join me in congratulating Kelly Richardson on this outstanding achievement. We are pleased to provide you with this certificate, recognize you as the NCAT 2027 Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Carolina Career and Technical Education Teacher of the Year. So thank you very much.
dodged a bullet. It's okay.
Anyone who is here for our recognitions tonight, you're welcome to stay, or if you need to leave, don't feel like you're obligated to sit here for the business.
It's really Although it's very exciting.
Oh, yeah. We're going to approve our minutes and...
All the real work is now.
All right. Well, that was some really... that was some good stuff, wasn't it?
Great.
So, board members, you've been provided with copies of our minutes, regular meeting, July 7th, curriculum policy, July 20th, operations, July 20th, finance and HR, July the 20th. Do I have a motion to approve these minutes? Motion by Mr. Barger. Second by Mrs. Smith. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Board committee reports. Ms. Smith, you are up first.
Okay. So, at our curriculum committee meeting, is it over? I can't tell. Okay. We had a K-8 instruction and assessment update by Ms. Damon and Ms. George. They shared an update on our K-8 iReady and our K-3 Dibbles 8 results from the 25-26 school year, as well as the 3-8 assessment plan for the upcoming school year. We're excited about the progress our students are making. That's the one sentence I want you to hear us say tonight when we're talking about instruction and assessment. We are so proud of the progress that they are making and so appreciate the teachers helping them with that. And I would encourage you, if you weren't able to attend that meeting and you would like more details, to go back and watch that July Curriculum Committee meeting. Miss Molly White, presented the recommended student fee structure on behalf of Dr. Paschal. That information is required to be approved by the board annually. Schools have reviewed the outlined student fees and reported no changes for the 26-27 school year. Following board approval, the fee structure will be made available online for students and parents. So parents, if you want to see the student fees, you can find that information online. Placed on tonight's board meeting agenda as a consent item. And then we looked at a policy 5220, 7331, fundraising and solicitations. This policy update was first presented at the March Policy Committee meeting, resulting in feedback for additional modifications. We just wanted to make sure we got this one right because it's so important. Ms. Wissey has resubmitted this policy for board review of current recommended updates. It focuses on requests made by Brunswick County School staff for instructional or classroom supplies, materials, or equipment. We believe that by streamlining the requests and the communication of additional needs, staff ensures the effective utilization of readily available resources and prevents the unnecessary burden or sense of obligation on parents or families to meet those needs. Please note, any teachers or staff who are watching, that this policy does not prevent staff from soliciting funds. It simply requires them to get permission from their principal in order to do so. Ms. Wissey, do you have anything else you want to say on that? We discussed this a little bit today. Okay, all right. And if any staff member has questions about it, feel free to reach out. The policy revision was placed on tonight's board meeting agenda as a consent item, and that completes our curriculum committee.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Vicki. The operations committee, Ms. Cook.
All right, we had, obviously it was approved that we changed the board meeting from this past Tuesday to tonight because we're here. And then also we had an approval to change the October board meeting from the Tuesday to Monday due to a board referendum presentation. We had a discussion about the North Brunswick High School cameras, which there's a contract recommended for approval tonight to complete the camera upgrades at North Brunswick. The school currently has 82 cameras awaiting upgrades, and Mr. Stanley identified the school administrators an additional 19 cameras needed to expand or improve access. So if you don't think your kids are being watched, hello, that's a lot of cameras. Yeah. Anyway, to do that, it's going to cost $445,846.10 to complete the project. So this is on consent tonight for approval. And then if I may move on to the Finance Committee meeting. I think the day before, the state finally approved a budget. So Ms. Wissey addressed the board to discuss the implementation for the state-approved employee raises, which there's a good number of those. The state budget traditionally includes allocations for state-paid employees, but raises for locally and federally paid positions are absorbed locally. So we're continuing to waiting for full details on these allocations. The current estimates are that the local cost to implement these raises will be $2 million annually. So Ms. Wissey requested the board approve to move forward with the processing these raises by the July 31st pay date, followed by a full budget presentation at the August committee meetings. Anything else you need to add to that? We just keep turning to you for answers, but I think we have them all. No, I'm just kidding. No, not really. Anyway, and that concluded the Finance and HR Committee meeting.
Very good. Since you mentioned teacher pay, I'd like to take a moment just to, because I don't know that a lot of people know this. I found out when I asked Ms. Wissey what we've been able to accomplish over the last 4 years in regard to teacher pay locally. And in 23-24, Brunswick County Schools was 35th in the state in teacher pay. This past year, we were 9th. And that's worth pointing out. So since we had just spoken about teacher pay, and then, the state has, with this passage of this new budget, is addressing teacher pay as well. But we've addressed it pretty vigorously here in this district, and I thought it was worth pointing out to anyone here and anyone paying attention that we're doing everything that we can to take care of our teachers the best way we are able. Consent items. We just heard which items were on consent tonight. Do I have a motion to approve the consent items?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Barger. Second by Ms. Moffitt. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we will approve the consent items. And we have an action item tonight that's going to be presented by Board Counsel, Mr. Troy Cronk.
Thank you, Mr. Gainey. Last week, I received an email that I forwarded to the board. That email was from our attorneys that we use in Raleigh, from Farrington Smith, that we use them for educational law issues. In that email, there was a memorandum that I forwarded to you along with a PowerPoint presentation. And what our attorneys are asking us is whether we would like to join litigation that 2,000 other school boards across the country and 50 other school boards in North Carolina have already joined. And what this litigation is, it's called an MDL, multi-district litigation, where several school boards are suing social media companies, including Meta, TikTok, Snapchat, and YouTube. And they are suing them for a couple of different things. One is negligence and one is public nuisance. And the claim that they are making is that the social media companies have developed products that have become addictive for students, especially when they are still developing in their brain, obviously, right now. And that addictiveness has led to several things, such as mental health crisis, suicidal rates have gone up, emergency room visits for anxiety disorders are up 117%. And the particular lawsuit is gaining a lot of ground right now. There have been a couple of test cases. One example, one of the first cases that they tried out, it's called a bellwether case, was a school district that had 1,700 students and ultimately settled for $27 million against these 4 particular companies. And part of the claim that they are stating is that because of their products are leading to this mental health crisis, we as school districts are taking on extra cost for social workers and everybody else who helps with this problem that that we see. And I'm sure that if we talk to those individuals that we have in our school districts, they will probably agree that this is kind of an epidemic that we are facing. So the question that you five have, and it doesn't have to be answered now, and our law firm in Raleigh is happy to discuss this with us as well, is just whether we're interested in joining all of these other school boards that are already a part of this litigation.
Thank you, Mr. Cronk. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Cronk, or anything to, any ideas or to share about what he's just spoken on?
I read about the window for the litigation, that when that window closes. Can you tell the exact date of when that is?
I don't know if there's an exact date as to when it's closing. They just sent this email to me on July 28th. I know that at a certain point when litigation gets too far down the road that you cannot join it, I'd be happy to reach out to Mr. Shive up in Raleigh and ask him if there's a specific date, but they didn't provide a specific date for us.
It definitely affects our kids. I don't think there's any denying the negative effects that it has on our kids. And we do budget for extra guidance counselors. I know we've spent money on that. Are there other things that we've spent money on, Mr. Cole, that?
Would you like to share?
This is a very real issue that we deal with on an everyday basis with our students. The struggles that they go through require additional staff. We've increased our social workers. We have 2 per school now. We've increased our number of counselors. I think another area we don't think about is we really try to spend a lot of time on prevention and resources for that. I've asked Mr. Strauss if he could pull up one of our websites that we utilize for this. We have a Be Cyber Safe program that we put together to try to put preventative measures in. So we're spending time and instruction going through these things because of the issues that a lot of our kids are dealing with some of their online behaviors. So I wanted to just highlight a couple things to show what we try to do preventatively, but we, of course, much rather spend time teaching math and language arts. So I asked him to choose November, and that was media balance and well-being. We every month have something for every grade level. So a lot of time and work by our staff goes into preventative services, and I wanted to showcase this today. I chose 8th grade for us. There's a teacher's guide, we have an expert tip, and a call to action. And then there's an infographic on the right, which we've turned into bookmarks for families and kids when we do any kind of training. I specifically want to highlight the vocabulary cards that were related for this. So, top left, whoops. That's okay. And just to show a couple things that we highlight and we're educating. So you can scroll through a couple of those. We talk about the balance of media. And then the next one, number 5, the red flag feelings. That's exactly what was just being discussed. There's things that happen with our kiddos as they are exposed to different things that create a mental health crisis for some of them, and the supports that we have to put in place are very real. So the expense to our school system is extensive, and we can connect a lot of things back to the online behavior of our students, specifically when they're in unmonitored situations, communication with peers and those kinds of things. So I just wanted to kind of share the kind of work that we have to put in because of this concern.
And Ms. White, I think if there were principals still in the audience, they would tell you that when you think of social media, our kids don't have their phones out at school in elementary school. Middle school, they have the pouches. High school, they take it when they go in the classroom. But it's more about what happens when they're off campus that's brought into the schools. And as a principal, I know I dealt with it many times. So it's not like this is just something that affects things at home or just affects one kid, because things happen through social media, especially if kids aren't monitored. And
Yeah, it's common for us to deal with mental health crisis in the middle of the night.
Issues, right. And once it comes into the school, it becomes a problem, a discipline issue.
The word
so
we,
many of our bullying reports come from social media and out of school activity as well. I know with a lot of the gaggle stuff afterwards, or after school and stuff like that. Mr. Chairman, if I could, I'd make a motion that we join the lawsuit. As it was stated in the materials that Mr. Cronk provided us, there was actually no cost to this board to join it. So I make a motion that we join it.
We have a motion to authorize Mr. Cronk to join us as a plaintiff in this matter. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have multiple seconds. We'll go with Ms. Cook. Any further discussion?
I just also think it's worth mentioning, the Yonder pouches in the middle
Yeah.
school that we implemented, 2 years ago? The full 2 years? Yeah, so the pilot, and then all the middle schools have it now. So, just the cafeteria time, you've talked to a lot of teachers, and they'll tell you it's very noisy now, but it's a good noisy, where they're talking and making friends. And we've talked to students who said, this is one of the first years I've actually made new friends. At first, they didn't like it, which is understandable because they're so tethered to their phones. But just being able to go to, the cafeteria and not watch TikTok or social media reels, on Instagram or whatever, I think it's very beneficial for our kids to not have that distraction and to be unplugged.
Yep.
And I think maybe also there's some research, obviously the grades went up. I mean, you can go back and look at some of the statistics from the middle school, and I think probably the SRO interactions, there's a lot of positive of that. And I know it's not popular, but we have in the past discussed the high school Yonder pouches. If the expense of Yonder pouches would outweigh the expenses we have to have for more mental health help at the schools, then, I'm not making a motion about that right now, but that's certainly something, to look at. And I can say, as an adult, I have a problem with my phone. I have an addiction issue. I waste a lot of time on my phone. And it's hard. It's hard because I try to stay connected with my kids. That's my excuse. I'm going to stay connected with my kids. But
well, I think
it's
those social media platforms were designed specifically to be addictive.
yes. Mm-hmm.
So,
Which
there's
is one of the
reason for that.
one of the reasons they're having this suit is because of the willfulness of these platforms to present a product that they know to be damaging.
Right.
And
Well, it's interesting if you look at, say, for instance, China, their TikTok algorithm is geography, history, math, things like that, not what our kids are subjected to. So it's interesting to see how it's handled there versus here, what's allowed there, what's allowed here. And I think our kids are getting the short end of the stick on that for sure.
any further discussion? All in favor of the motion as presented, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion passes. Mr. Cronk, you can join us to this action.
Thank you.
Dale, Mr. Superintendent, do you have some items to share with us?
Just very quickly, I always like to update the board and the public as well. We continue with our school bond presentations all around the county. Since our last regular board meeting, we have presented in front of the Southport Rotary Club, the Brunswick County Democratic Party. That was our first virtual presentation. The South Brunswick Islands Rotary Club, the Brunswick Business and Industry Council, and the Grayson Park Homeowners Association. All of these have been very successful. It's funny. Every time we do these presentations and we get in front of folks, I would say that in general, 95% plus walk out the door telling us that they're absolutely for it because they see the facts and the need. And so I try to use this platform as much as I can to encourage folks to reach out and contact me if they are part of a group that would like for me to come out and present to them and answer questions. I would be happy to do it. As far as other school business, this week things have kind of gotten started, and this is the last 4-day week. And we had, this week, we've had the beginning teacher as well as new hire orientations over the last few days, and that has been wonderful to see. We participated in something brand new that I wanted to share with the board, which is that our 3 chambers of commerce have come together for the first time, and they have created a Brunswick County Chambers of Commerce Education Committee that is made up of members from all 3 chambers, and they have put together a list of scheduled monthly meetings for this entire school year where they are going to work together to build interest in the business community, more interest in the business community for providing internships and all other kinds of career exploration activities for our students over the next year. In exchange for us presenting them with timely information and data of what we are doing in our schools to help create a stronger pipeline for employees and their businesses for Brunswick County companies. So we are extremely excited about that. It's the first time we've ever had that, and I just think that's going to allow our internship program to just explode. So really excited about that. And then today we had our first Teacher Advisory Council leadership meeting today. So we spent all day with our Teachers of the Year all across the county, and lots of good work was done and a great time. So it's almost here. Next thing will be all the teachers coming back and then the students.
And you're leaving something out on the update. The Red Rock concert that you went to. Tell us about Red Rock.
So that was kind of like a bucket list thing. I had never been to a concert at Red Rock. So yeah, I took a week's vacation last week, which has put me behind for the next month. But it was worth it. And yeah, we flew out of Atlanta and went up to a concert at Red Rocks. It was amazing. Anybody that's never done it should go. It's so cool at night. That place is awesome. And we also, the day before, we took a drive up to the top of Pikes Peak, which is 14,100 and some feet at the summit. It was 82 degrees at the bottom, and it was 41 degrees and snowing at the top.
Wow.
So it was pretty wild, but we had a good time.
Good. Well, welcome home.
Thank you.
Yep. And board members, do I have a motion to go to closed?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Barger.
Second.
A second by Ms. Smith. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're back in session, board members. Do I have a motion to approve the personnel list as presented?
Motion.
In close. Motion by Mr. Barger, second by Ms. Cook. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a motion to adjourn,
we gotta approve the
Mr.
minutes.
Barger? Is it-
We gotta do the minutes.
Okay.
Motion to approve the minutes on your agenda, sir.
A motion to approve the minutes by Mr. Barger,
Second.
second by Ms. Cook. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to adjourn.
And
Second.
we have a motion to adjourn, Ms. Cook, and second